Yo, what up? Good morning, GFG. Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler. Tyler, good morning. How you doing today?
Fantastic. Waking up to a lot of green candles on the board. We're seeing some numbers. They're at 3-month highs. And a couple weeks ago, it felt like it was so over. Today, feels like we're so back.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me, at least.
You had what's it called? The Fear and Greed Index, like 72 or some shit. Up from 10 a few weeks ago. So definitely a feeling of a sentiment of we're so back across the board today. A little pullback this morning, you know. Bitcoin's down to a mere 93.2K. You know, but we absolutely love to see it. Don't get shaken out, y'all. Don't get shaken out. You know, we're probably gonna get a little bit of, you know, volatility here, but we're looking good. And I'm sure we'll talk about all the amazing headlines that have been coming through here. So we'll talk markets. I don't think we'll have Mando today, but we'll still go through the market. We'll talk Tyler's topics. Then we'll pick a few topics and have some conversations. Looks like you guys are liking the clips and all the different topics that we've been putting out there. We'll do a Yeet giveaway. So someone's going to come and win some money. So yeet.com. Make sure you sign up using FOMO HOUR as a code. You have to use FOMO HOUR as affiliate or else you cannot win. We're going to give a code during the show, but make sure that you use that. And as usual, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is the connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to a Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto as recognizable as Visa at checkout. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. Tyler, today, you tell me what's next.
We're going to do the intro?
Hold on. It's coming.
There you go. Tyler D on FOMO HOUR cause the kid can't.
Ready to bash some bears. Folks, crypto majors up 5 to 10%. The biggest green day in months as the trade war eases. Trump softens his tone. Dare I say pivots. We got some breaking news this morning. We'll get into that here in a minute. Odds of Trump lowering tariffs on China are soaring after some of these recent reports. We'll get into those details. Bitcoin up 3%, 93,350. It looks like ETH up nearly 10%, 1,800. Sol up over 150. IMX, SUI, and ENA leading alts. They're up 15 to 30% on the day. We also saw memes soaring, AI tokens soaring even more. We'll get into those later in the report. In macro headlines, the Bitcoin ETFs saw $912 million in inflows yesterday, smashing local highs, their highest amount since January 17th. That's pre-inauguration. So that's the highest day of inflows under the Trump presidency. Cantor, this is arguably the biggest story of the day. Cantor is reportedly nearing a deal with Softbank, Tether, and I believe a few others to form a multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin acquisition vehicle. So they are seemingly following the Sailor strategy playbook. And they've got a lot of capital behind them. And then SoftBank also, huge pockets. So they're tied in. Janover, they bought another 88,000 SOL on Monday. Now their holdings are up over $37 million. They also changed their name to DeFi Development Corporation. So we'll see if they continue to develop more Solana holdings. The European Data Protection Board approved draft guidelines aimed at aligning blockchain data handling with the EU's GDPR requirements. So that's going to be one to watch. Then the SEC dropped its fraud case against Richard Hart, founder of Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX. In token airdrop and protocol news, Hyperliquid #1 in fees across chains on the day, over $2 million. Fancy Top, they had several new updates and changes to their game. They've got a new clout feature rewarding broader members of CryptoX that can all become heroes at this point, a new 4-week season, a changed reward structure, and more. Myriad introduced a new badge yesterday called the Myriad Grandmaster Badge to those who have budgeted $500 or more. And it looks like breaking right before the show. This new Share to Earn program is live. So we'll get into that here later on as well. In Raise news, Analog raised $15 million through a token sale to build interoperability tools like Firestarter for tokenizing real-world assets. And then Arch raised $13 million in a Series A to build permissionless financial rails for a Bitcoin-denominated world. All right, and AI and memes and NFTs wrapping this up. AI, folks, this was the story. One of the stories of the night. Market cap up 18%. Leaders up 30 to 40%. Some notable movers like Zero Bro up 150%. Other tokens up. AIOS up 400%. Opime up 80x. Just some crazy movement on that board. Meme coin leaders also very green, up 10 to 25%. BONK was leading the way. It was up 20%, but Brett, Pingu, both up 30 to 35% on the day. Troll was a top mover on that Solana board. It was up 160%. Pump Swap actually saw its highest volume ever with $1.06 billion in volume yesterday. So the Pump team is cooking. ETH or NFTs were a little bit quiet, but some of the NFT leaders are green. Punk's up 4% at 44 with that ETH pump. So up even more in USD terms. Pudgy's up 5% at 10.2 as well.
Sounds good. I love that. There's a lot to discuss here. I mean, we should probably start with the Cantor news, right? It seems like that was kind of like relevant to the market, or why don't we just go through the market real quick?
Yeah, we can go through some of the macro.
Yeah, let's go through some of the macro first. Yeah, let's do that. I know we don't have Mando, but we could still go through price action, which is actually, whew, I mean, damn, we had $94,000 yesterday, Tyler. Love to see that.
And again this morning, I think we wicked to 94.5 briefly on the U.S. Open. So I want to walk through the events of yesterday. So yesterday, Scott Bessent told a group of bankers in a closed door meeting that this trade war with China was unsustainable and that they needed to walk back some of these tariffs and that it would come soon. So I think that word got out and we saw stocks pumping into the afternoon. And then around 4 or 5 p.m. after markets closed, there was an interview with Trump. He said he's not going to play hardball with China, that the tariffs will be lower than 145%. And then news broke that he does plan to meet with Xi in May. And then now some news that came out this morning, it looks like they're saying likely 50% reduction in the tariffs on China. So bringing them down from 145% to closer to 50 to 65%. And then the Wall Street Journal reporting that Bessent also talked Trump out of firing Powell. So that's another perhaps large negative risk factor. Removed.
We just got more news on that 1 minute ago, actually. As you're talking, White House would look at lowering tariffs on Chinese imports pending talks with Beijing. Any steps would be in conjunction with China talks, not unilateral. So rumors of talks right now. It's not done, but
it's one of those things where it's hard to. Trump's been so volatile. It's hard to get like really fired up that he's not just going to change his mind again, right? But it does seem like the calmer heads in the room, the best of the world, saying, "Okay, this is causing too much havoc." And I think it would be real chaos if he was to walk it back more from here. If he says no, we're going to go back to 145. I think that would cause a lot of problems. So my gut view is that the talks from here on will be holding these levels and or giving more back versus more raises in these tariffs. So
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, I was shocked at these odds of this deal on Polymarket. I can send you 85%. They're saying 85% chance that a tariff deal with China gets done by the end of May. Like I would have guessed before yesterday, like this was like a 3 to 6 month deal, maybe end of 2025. Maybe they're able to pull it up sooner, but it felt like something that would take some serious time. And maybe no side's a good bet here. I don't know. I'm still like processing all this.
I don't know. I think they're backing down a bit here. No,
I think that's a really positive outcome. I think almost regardless of what the end result is, just because of the uncertainty it will remove. And I mean, we haven't even seen yet what the impact of the tariffs will be, which has caused, effectively Powell, like he's like, we can't make any decisions yet. We can't make any changes yet until we see this data. Well, if we get the final results then we can start to see how this actually starts to impact the broader economy. So
What do you
removing
think? I
that
mean,
uncertainty is huge.
May 31st is not. It's a
It's
nice.
5 weeks away.
Yes, 5 weeks is a lot of time, right? Like things could be fixed in the call here, brother.
I hope. And I'm not a global trade deal expert by any means.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I am.
thought these were-
Okay.
I thought-
So I'm Iranian. So by default, us Iranians are global trade deal experts, geopolitical experts, historian experts, history experts, white BMW experts, food experts. So as a global economy expert and geopolitical expert, I think, here's what's going on. Trump threatened China. China doesn't like the threats. They're not going to operate under threats. They know what they have. I think maybe America overplayed their hand a little bit. Bassett and Lutnick were like, whoa. But you got to relax a little bit over here. And now, there seems like there's going to be some sort of a conversation. But that's kind of what we expected of Trump, right? A little shake and bake. So we'll see. I mean, July 31st probably the better bet. But May 31st, that would be nice.
Yeah, July. I could get behind July 31st.
Yeah.
That's
There's no June here? Why is there no June here?
Yeah, a little strange.
Right?
And I guess you must have to bet that it happens. So it would have to be after May, but before July for that to win, or else. Maybe not. Yeah, I'd have to look at the fine print, but it's some surprising volume as well. Surprising that May was 10x July.
You know what though? If you're a DGen, you could punt April 30th.
Hey, you could punt the no side as a hedge.
And you can punt the no side as a hedge, yeah.
8x on no. That's interesting. But
I think
the bull in me wants the deal to go through. So I don't want to be on that no side. And I'm not that much of a hedger. Nice.
Interesting. If we get an announcement of either a pause on tariffs, I guess what we could get before lower tariff news, we could get a tariff pause news, which would make more sense. Like pausing before deciding. So it's like a ceasefire almost, right? Between the two. You don't win, I guess. I think we're more likely to have a pause on tariffs like we did with with Canada and Mexico originally. Like that April 2nd thing, or was it more? I forget when it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where does crypto go then? Like, it's crazy, but we're getting those headlines right now, and it's working in our favor, right? Proves you that there was a lot of upside, a lot of sideline money waiting for this.
Yeah, a couple thoughts. I mean, one's like it seemed like the whole crypto decoupling narrative was that crypto was pumping despite stocks going down and despite negative news. Maybe it was, a hedge against the dollar. It was a hedge against Trump firing Powell. And then even with some of that removed, it's still pumping. So I don't know. We're kind of we're moving up on positive and negative things here, which is interesting. And then Recommando had a nice little tweet this morning. He pulled up our beloved M2 chart, which I was a little surprised.
I love that. I love
to see
that.
him too. If this plays out, I'm just going to throw away every other chart, and I'm simply just going to look at this every day, and then see what we're going to do.
I mean,
it plays out like this again.
It's up every day if you go by the M2 chart. With tiny little pullbacks. Like the next pullback is what? Like I was talking to Wiz. He's like, yeah, we may see he's like 100% we see 88, maybe 50% we see 84, and tiny bit of chance at 82. That's everyone expecting. This whole pump to 90K is sideline capital. But think about that. 88, okay. 84, cool. 82, yeah, sure. That'll scare a few people that say it was a bull trap. But, even those dips don't seem too scary, right? At this stage.
They're tiny. They're blips. I mean, I don't think anyone's expecting us just to go march up 3 to 5% green every day for the next quarter, right? we know how this works, but like those aren't even big drawdowns.
Yeah, like
The other question is, there's other people in the timeline who say we're back in the range.
we are right now, right?
Range. We're just gonna range for another 90 days.
That's fine. I'd rather range between 90 to 100K than between 74 and 90K.
Of course. I mean, back in the range is great compared to where we were. So I don't think anyone would be too upset by that.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know. This looks like here. This looks like the last bit. You remember we were joking? I even found my old post saying like, what if this happens again? And then I had put like a 9-month range here.
Mm-hmm.
If you go by, so let's say this has played out. You're like here. This is this on the screen, right? So then you'd have like a tiny bit more chop left. That's if you strictly go off of this, which is too easy to be true, right? So you'd have what, 48 days. So it aligns with what you're saying a little bit. All right. So a little bit of range here before we move up. And that would leave us at what? Early June, which is in line with what one of our main thesis was that.
That's the Echo 2021 rally where we pump in the summer.
Yeah.
If you don't think we're going to pump in the summer, then we're back at that 9 month. Basically, the 9 months plays out if we go sideways all summer.
Does it? Let me see. Hold on. Because really it was this range here, Tyler. Let me see. It was 251 days. Something like that. Yeah.
So that's 8 months.
So that was exactly, let's say here. So to July, mid-July. Yeah. See, that's when the 8 months finishes. We've been ranging forever, brother. We started this range in November, first week of November.
Yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, wow. So that actually still aligns with the 2021 Echo rally because it really was late July, August was when things were really blowing up.
And if to not make it easy, it would make sense that we pump just a month before, right? Because everybody's going to expect dumps and then everybody just catches on. I was talking to Danny earlier. It was like it happened in 2017 where we had like an early summer pump, like May-ish. And then June, and then usually people sell in June. Then July is kind of dumpy. August, then you pump again November. If we echo 2021, I believe in cycles. I know Mando and Co. Like some people seem to not really like cycles, but like if you believe in cycles, you're thinking like same story. Like you're pumping here through the summer when we dip a bit, and then you double top again like around November-ish. But what do I know? I'm also just a degen, but I like cycles, and I'm probably going to be trading my size based on a cycle. Like I'm going to be taking some chips off the table in June, small. I'm going to be taking some more chips off the table in Q4, and then I'll see what happens in Q1, you know? That's my plan.
I'm looking to put chips on the table, my friend. And
we'll get there. All in. I have nothing else to
I kind of am too. I'm trying to comb through my couch cushions to find some digital coins that I can get back into some new runners. The wild card here, while we're talking on timelines, that 180-day clock on the US Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Plan.
Ooh.
I want to say that clock started around January 30th. So 180 days, 6 months. It's in July.
6 months is July.
If we get that plan, mid to late July, just got any surprises in there? I don't know.
I think I'll put it on the record like May, June pump. You know, it's just selling May and go away has become too consensus again. You know, because the last 3 Mays were horrible. Last May, I was so dumb. I was all in. I was up big, fucking big. And I remember just like, everyone's gonna sell May go away. I'm stupid, and I didn't sell shit. And I was sick.
Yeah.
Come June, I was like sick to my stomach. So I don't know. We'll see this time around.
Buy in May and pray.
Buy May. Well, I bought in April, but you know why? Because everyone's gonna buy in May, and they'll buy my bags in May. Yeah. Buy Farokh's bags in May and pray.
We were looking at Bitcoin. I think we got to take a look at ETH real quick. I mean,
let's go.
Big move. Up 10%. When's the last time we had an ETH 10% candle?
Dude, please don't. Let's not do this because we know what's going to happen if we like celebrate this.
2 days ago, ETH was 1560. And it was, yesterday on the show, we were like, Bitcoin's going to go back to 100K and ETH's going to be 1,800, and it's at 1,800 now. So now, so what do we revise it to? Let's say Bitcoin legs up to 100K in the next 2 weeks on this momentum. What's our new target for ETH? It can't be 1,800.
1,900.
Come on, it's got to be over. I think it's probably 2,100 now.
I just like, so I wish Mando was here too, because I'd love to have a three-way conversation or debate with people. Like, I have a question for you guys. Like, and I've talked about this on the show before. So if you've listened to the show a long time, I've mentioned this a lot. Ethereum can still be the most decentralized and best platform to build, but that still doesn't mean the token is worth $200 billion and more.
Sure.
But I guess, like, I just don't, like, why would ETH go to like 5,000 here? Like, what would it take? Like, with what? It makes no money. All the money is going to L2s, and the L2s are vampire attacking L1 right now.
Buyers catching the Bitcoin tailwinds. Maybe that's the strongest narrative right now. So
But
the ETFs flipped big green yesterday, even on ETH.
But SUI, for example, is up 30%. Solana's up big. So, like, on top of the L2s vampire attacking ETH itself, I think L1s are starting to also vampire attack Ethereum, right?
Absolutely. And I'm not saying that I think Ethereum
of course.
is a better buy than Sol or SUI. I kind of like the faster, younger horses, just from wearing the trading hat. But if you think institutional capital is going to continue to be a big trend this year, and that's where a lot of the marginal buyers come, or even retail capital through institutions.
But if all the other ETFs get approved, that fucks ETH even more, no?
Yeah. When's that going to happen?
You're
Probably
right.
not going to happen for 6 months.
Solana closer to time, I guess, than the rest.
It could be. I feel like it's like a coin flip. Part of me thinks the SEC is going to move fast, and maybe it's the summer. Part of me, I think the more traditional consensus view is it's Q4.
Because I found it very bearish for ETH that, like, for example, BlackRock has its own blockchain now, Securitize. Converge with Securitize. Like, Bank of America can just create its own private chain. Like, back then, the narrative, we lost it. Like, the ETH narrative got lost, like, after the whole, like, ultrasound money thing. The narrative should have always been that it's going to be, that's what this investor pushes a lot to his credit, that, like, Ethereum is the chain where institutions going to RWA tokenize everything. But now they're creating their own chains.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But that's the Bank of America chain. Then that's the BlackRock chain. So if you still want the decentralized permissionless route, it's still Ethereum.
People care about that?
Some do.
You and me do. I don't know if people do, but yeah. Like, someone said BlackRock doesn't care about ETH. They just picked it because it was second biggest market cap. I have to agree with you. Like,
maybe that's enough. That's
maybe
kind of what I'm saying. Just like, I we keep going back and forth. This is
of course.
Right? Like, I don't know what pushes ETH back to 4K.
But that's the thing, right? It's like, if you and I are having this dilemma, I think this is why ETH is lagging, because we're having an honest conversation about an asset that we own, both own NFTs on, for example, or like I'm building Myriad on L2, which is technically Ethereum. So I don't know. I think about this all the time, man. We'll see. Still a lot of holders, that's for sure. And I would love for ETH to recover, because stuff like Pepe, Mog, Rect, CryptoPunks, Penguins, the L2s thrive. Like, the ecosystem of ETH, the $110 billion TVL. You know what I mean? There's a lot of money on here, and you want it to go higher, you know? Anyways, what else, Tyler?
Big move in the punk floor on the ETH move. Yeah, let's go. So we can see that real quick.
How's the ratio going?
We're still down. Let's see, 78K. So we're still down 16%, 17%.
Still a big move.
We finally broke that like 42 level. So now it jumped to 44. The board is still super thin. I mean, you were just scrolling through it. Like, there's not a whole lot of.
Oh, it's sold. Finally.
Yeah, your girl.
Finally. So it took forever to sell.
Right before the show. I think 86K. That looks good in USD.
Yeah. They're nice. Anyways.
Anyone holding ETH NFTs is rooting for this one. But yeah, let's talk about the Cantor news.
Yeah.
And I think this is another big driver for crypto, for Bitcoin probably specifically. So Cantor teaming up, SoftBank, Tether, Bitfinex, saying it's a reported $3 billion deal. They're effectively pooling capital to form a new company. It's called 21 Capital, and they are going to be a Bitcoin acquisition vehicle, very similar to Michael Saylor's strategy. It looks like Cantor. So this is Brandon Lutnick, Howard Lutnick's son. So ties to the White House at the highest levels. They are putting in, let's see. Well, so it's 1.5 billion from Tether, 900 million from SoftBank, 600 million from Bitfinex. So I'm actually not sure exactly what Cantor. Maybe Cantor is just running the operations on this. But huge news, huge headlines, impacts on the White House. I think SoftBank being pulled in is a huge part of this as well. They are one of the companies investing up to like 50 billion in AI in the United States. I think it's 50, maybe it's 500. But they're leading that charge. They've got deep pockets, and if they're getting into the Bitcoin acquisition game, it's pretty interesting, right? So the institutions are buying. Don't let them steal your Bitcoin. Like it's really playing out. Like we talk about it like every day now.
Every day.
I've got a headline of a company buying Bitcoin or Solana now, not ETH, interestingly enough. But we've had a couple companies this week, Upexi and Janover. They're buying Solana. We've got MetaPlanet buying Bitcoin every week now, it seems. Strategy, and then of course, like all these other smaller companies are jumping in. Now you've got bigger ones. So I think 3 billion in Bitcoin is already going to ratchet them up the rankings. I'd have to look at what Tesla's. I think Tesla's got closer to $1 billion, so they would already pass Tesla. Logan just wrote a story on the top 10 companies holding Bitcoin. I'd have to look back at that, but I think they would be top 5, probably. I'll see if I can find it here during the show. But this was a big one.
This is huge. I don't need to reiterate. You said it all. We talk about this every single day. There's nothing else to see. Like it's just there's gonna be 20 of these. There's gonna be 100 of these. There's gonna be 500 of these.
Agree.
That's it. That's really today's show. By the way, today's code is Bitcoin. So if you're a raffle bot, the code today is Bitcoin. BITCOIN. Bitcoin is the code. Anyways, I want to go through this topic. Someone here is saying I'm bidding on a GOAT comeback. I mean, that makes me think of the AI board, because OSF is also mentioning in the chat saying, I mean, you and Ovi are the only two people in all of crypto talking about AI 16Z. So we may as well go there. That's because you do cover the AI board. So how do you feel about that? Let's open Cookie It Up Fun. It's been a while.
So let's open it up. I want to look at the board. Big picture. There's a question. If Bitcoin rallies, what else is going to rally?
Oh, it's at 8 billion still? That's not bad.
We got some of our answers. Memes. So alt pumps like SUI was up 25%. Memes up 15 to 20%. Farokh we talked about a ton. This AI board really popped yesterday. Like it popped the most. So the leaders were up 30 to 40%.
Wow.
And I'm talking about virtuals right now is up 27% at 500 million. And that's a $500 million token. So that's a pretty big move. So it added over 100 million in market cap yesterday. AI 16Z is up 20%, back to 200 million. This Alchemy token's up 20%, 175. So it looks like we cooled off a bit from just like a massive overnight rally. That ACT token, the one that got listed on Binance early, is up 40%. Zero bro.
I don't know. This is not enough for me to get excited,
It's up 170%.
I know, but look at the fucking thing.
I'm not racing into zero, bro.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying for people in general, like, don't chase a 170% pump,
And we're in a really interesting position on these. So a lot of these, what I'll call dead. I thought they were dead.
Yeah.
They caught big pumps. And I do think there's a little bit of impulse, like, should we get back into these things? Like I'm facing that. So like Goat's up 15% at 71 million. So it's not up as much. But like I think there's like if you were in the AI trade November to January, like you know your favorites.
Bro.
You know the tokens you like. And it's like, oh, do I go back in? So I've been thinking about that this morning. I'm sitting on my hands. I haven't made any moves. I don't really have exposure to the sector right now. So like I
Farokh
AI 16Z.
No?
I kind of put Farokh aside right now. It's its own thing.
True.
But AI 16Z, I was in for a long time with Ovi. I cut ties with it. I want to say back in February. I think still higher than where it is right now. If I'm looking at this board and thinking about ways to potentially get exposure, I like new tokens. So I think Prompt is still one of the stronger horses on this list. They're up 26%. They're back at 30 cents. I think you got to take a look at the leaders because that's where I think the reflexive capital is going to go. But I think you also want to evaluate how strong their narrative still is. So like the AI agent launchpad isn't interesting to me as a narrative. Like we had that. There is no demand right now for tokenized AI agent reply guys. So I think you got to be building more than that to really command a higher valuation. I guess I don't know exactly what else AI 16Z is getting into right now. So
I don't know.
It's not, sorry, Ovi. I need you to pitch me the bull case. I don't see it.
I think his bull case is simply like if crypto prices go up, these prices go up. Genuinely, I think this is it. Because I mean, what are we bullish on? Like, have we even heard any news from all these people during like this bull?
So that's the other factor I think to watch is like what teams were kind of still building over the last 3 months.
But
and if they
I'm
do
asking
come
you,
out,
what team? What teams were building?
none. So like we really did not have many major announcements over the last 3 months.
But what did we hear?
I was not combing through these lists, but I was trying to do at least surface level reporting on this sector over the last 3 months. And I rarely even had one bullet of news on any given day. So I was mostly just covering price action. I think Virtuals has had a few announcements. They've been doing hackathons. That they're working on some Genesis feature. I actually don't even know what that is. AI 16Z has been talking about their ELIZA V2 and their auto.fun launchpad, which is not going to have a token. So that does remove some of the risks there that they would have perhaps another token. But I'm still not necessarily exactly sure.
Okay, look, I was going to say like who shipped what.
Yeah.
And it looks like Griffin was active on social, shipping little things here and there. Okay, like they were shipping a little like okay, so the 5th, the 11th, and the 17th they shipped little things like here. So okay, so they were around in April. Get it. Okay, so March. So every couple weeks or two, like March 12th. Okay, March 14th. Okay, so they shipped some stuff. Let's see ARC.
And Griffin up 50%. So one of the top movers.
ARC.fun. What did they ship?
I really do not remember seeing much from ARC at all.
I only care if the team ships something during this. That doesn't mean I'm buying them, by the way. Okay, so looks like they're big on this MCP and rhizome thing.
Maybe it's time to get the founders back on the show and say, what have you guys been doing for 3 months? Yeah, we started kind of going down the path, and then
I don't know. Looks like Griffin shipped some things. Look, please, guys, if you're gonna buy these tokens again, do what I just did, but maybe a little more thorough, and just look if they ship things, even little things like Griffin. I never really bought it, but I don't care. Like first glance, I saw April 17th, April 11th, and April 5th. They shipped 3 little things for their thing, meaning that they hey, I know on ships daily. I did see that. It means that they tried. See, someone saying Griffin, Alchemist, Tank, Arch have been building. Hey, and on like,
Sure.
look, I don't know enough. Like I tuned out of this shit. But I'm saying, like, go make sure that the people that you're gonna buy their tokens from actually shipped, because it was just like a 3-month dip. In builder terms, 3 months is fucking nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you gave up after 3 months, you know.
Yeah. So this was an interesting one. This was, I would not have guessed this, that we get the first big green candles in Bitcoin and ETH, and the crypto AI sector is the top winner. I mean, I guess I always thought we would probably get another crypto AI run, but I didn't necessarily think it would be all the old ones just immediately pumping on that. So they did. I think today is a risky day to enter these. Again, I want to see a little bit more. And then I think, to your point, if you're really going to start investing, you want to take a look at what the current value proposition is, what they're building, what they've been able to accomplish over the last few months, and does it make sense at these prices? But I mean, if we're just going to run it all back, then they're all cheap. And maybe Ovi's right.
Look, the good thing about Ovi is, even though he could be wrong on certain calls, like, you know how he was like adamant about Farokh, but then he was buying those dips, they were down, now they're in the money still. At least he's always buying dips. So like, he did buy Farokh, and then his AI 16 is now green because he bought, like, while everybody was capitulating, he was just buying. So it works out for him, you know? So in that sense, you're right. Just give it a shot. You know, at $50 million, I mean, fuck, at $300 million, we were wondering on the show if we should be buying ARK to go to $1 billion. You know what I mean? So, like, speaking of which, AI and stuff, Ovi's coin wrecked. I was looking this morning. So one of the only things I didn't sell, not even a penny of it, was wrecked during this downtime, because I know my boy. First of all, he's my boy. You know, I helped him out here and there, this and that. But it's back to 20 mil. Do you believe that Ovi's going to ship? 20 mil is what they TG'd at on Gate. So I would look at things like that, right? So similarly, right? It's like they're launching a new flavor. Ovi's tweeting about how he's got a bunch of shit shipping. You know, he's got a bunch of announcement partnerships. A lot of these companies are back, or company tokens, company adjacent tokens, are back to the prices they were when you wish you bought them.
Definitely.
So like when REC was 120 mil, everyone was like, oh my God, I wish I partook at 20 mil. It's at 20 mil today. I just checked during the show. I forgot. I tuned out. So I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So this is a good
that's
time.
how you hit 5 to 10 X's, right? Is you got to buy when it's quiet, when no one else is doing it.
Because D Farmer made the same point, Tyler. Bitcoin went to 94K. Your favorite altcoin did not. So you're not too late to buying things. You're still early to buying things. Sure, if it dips again, it dips. But there is still some room to run. And in the second leg, usually, you look at the things that actually did shit. Don't go buy just vaporware, because the vaporware is probably going to be left behind. But there will be vaporware that pumps, by the way. But I feel like it's easier this time around. Like, I feel like, I was telling you this in the chat earlier. I was like, pick an alt, pick a meme coin, and pick a major. And I have a feeling if you pick 3 coins like that, one alt, one major, and one meme, you're probably going to outperform 90% of CT.
It's an interesting way to look at it. And you're kind of saying don't over diversify.
Yeah.
Kind of make more concentrated bets. I think it makes sense. We talked about AI. You're talking about vaporware. That meme coin board was pretty damn green as well.
What are we looking at
On the day? I think everything's kind of cooling off now, but everything was up about 5 to 10%. BONK was up 20%. It reflipped Farokh. WIF was up like 40%. Pudgy's, the Pingu token, was up 40% at one point yesterday.
MOG is up good. SPX at $500 million. Popcat's back at 363. We were seeing this yesterday.
Huge move.
Called it on the show yesterday. That was a good move.
It's up 2x off the bottom.
I think Popcat, if I think, and I don't own any, I've never really been in the Popcat trade. I would bet that Popcat is one of those capable of making new highs if this cycle is to be like, you know, if we really pump like the rest.
What's interesting to me here, and maybe it's because Farokh led, but like Farokh is it feels like it was like the main mover, is what everyone's talking about. Almost every one of the top memes is up more on the week. So it's not even like it's just like printing crazy candle after crazy candle, which to me I think's like, yeah, we've got room to move. So Pepe's up 24%. It's up more than BONK is up 31%.
We talked about it yesterday.
WIF's
Yeah.
up 50% on the week. It's up more. Brett,
Yeah.
a coin on base that no one on CT holds, is up 52%. Penguin token's up 66. Popcat's up 46%. Turbo's up 190%. So,
Hey, I never want to hear again. There's no opportunity on here, y'all. Like there is like a lot of you have been listening to this show forever. You're like avid listeners. You show up every day. Like, just you don't have to take a punt like with all your portfolio. Just if you want to diversify and play the game, you can play the game. You know, like this Farokh move was telegraphed, but it was also gave you all it like predated the rest. Like yesterday we're on here saying, what about Pepe? What about Wave? What about Popcat? What about this? That today they're all up like fucking 40-50%. So,
which I guess, again, I guess I didn't really think all the old memes would be the ones that people come back to. Here we are. It's hard to predict exactly how this cycle is going to play out. If Bitcoin follows the M2 chart, I think we're going to have some fun, I guess. And we can leave it at that. I know we need to get to our yeet action here. Or do we want to talk about Myriad share to earn real quick?
let's do that. Then let's get into the giveaway. So we launched share to earn on Myriad officially today. So the share to earn on points only for now. I can officially say that we're going to launch the share to earn on USDC as well following that. But first, as you all know, we have to start testing on points first and foremost. So from today on, let me show you the Myriad posts here. Share to earn is another Myriad. You can share to earn. So basically, you get your own referral link on here. So referral, you earn 1,000 points per new user that sign ups with you. With a daily cap of 10 users, you get 10% of the referred users buy points in volume. And then you earn 100% of the referrers USDC buy volume multiplied by 100 in points, meaning there's a 100x multiplier on points. When people use USDC, you also get 100% of that. So it's awesome. So let's say someone bets 1 USDC, they get 100 points. You also get 100 points, which is really awesome. So it's cool. It's a good way for us to grow, Tyler. You've seen my post recently. There's a lot of things coming that I think will, unlock growth, and share to earn is one of them. And the next one is going to be in USDC. So soon you'll be able to refer people and make actual USDC for referring people to our platform. And this was also, Tyler, you talked about this yesterday on your feed, but at the same time, Abstract launched the Myriad Grandmaster badge, which means that if you trade volume of 500 USDC on Myriad markets, then you're eligible for the Myriad Grandmaster badge, which you should probably go and pick up if you haven't yet. So make sure you go to Myriad markets and you go predict. So Tyler, yesterday we had our all-time high prediction day.
Nice.
We did $150,000 of volume yesterday, so it was awesome.
Love that. I love the share to earn update. I think it's going to be huge for discoverability. That's always a big thing.
Yeah.
For markets like this. Even me, like I'm not scanning all the prediction market boards on a daily basis to see what's out there. So I'll sometimes be surprised when I see something on Twitter. And now you make a bet, you're incentivized. Go share your thesis. And people are they can copy trade you. They can take the opposite side, and you're going to earn either way. And if folks don't remember, like one of the slicker features of Myriad is the social integration. So you can bet if you've got the extensions up and working, you can bet live on X.
Yep.
A couple clicks. It's super easy.
It's awesome, guys. It's really awesome. So all you have to do is go there. We actually opened a Farokh market, Tyler, today, a flash one. Farokh above $1.2 billion market cap on April 20th. So tomorrow's close, above or under 1.2.
What's it at? What's that market at?
111. The market's at 66% no.
Oh. Ooh.
So.
Oh man, I need a 7% move to capture 60% ups. That's a 2x on yes. Oh,
that's one headline.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna bet that right after the show.
We did hit our mark at 120, which was my personal first level here. And then what? Maybe we put a little handle here to 998, 990 to 1
was
billion.
120 the level or was 135 the level? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true. People have different levels. My level was 120 personally, because it's that perfect cup. But you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna handle again, and we're gonna go again. So You know, that's the story of this coin. It's just like it handles here, probably, and then bang. Well, not that high, but or maybe, or
Hopefully that
maybe,
high.
hopefully that high. That would be cool. But anyway, so look at this. Like, it's pretty cool. Like we're about to hit. We hit 2.25 million already, but
Nice.
you know we're already on pace today to beat that yesterday's high. So make sure that you participate. The earn is here. We've seen people already sharing their the referral codes here. So make sure that you use this and you know go earn. Here, that's the integration, by the way. You can literally. So right now, I'm not logged in, but see this person? They shared the referral code. Look how cool this is, Tyler. I have the extension right there.
Yeah.
So I can put my prediction on, and that person at DTI.RON, they would earn for me predicting directly on X.
Man, that's big. People gotta pay attention to this.
People really got it. Like, let's say I put no, I got to sign. I think I'm logged out of my shit here. I don't know if it's going to work. Yes, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fully
you gotta
logged
be all
out.
signed in and everything. But
Yeah. But, you know, it's really cool. So, yeah, that was the news. And it's big. You
like
know?
it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, we have a lot coming. Like I said, we're going to kill the fee on sales. We're going to kill, you know, we're going to launch V3. We're going to launch an integrated wallet. And then, you know, at some point there's going to be a TGE. So it's good, you know. But first, the three things I said need to go out, like V3 and everything. So it's going to be exciting for everything. All right, Sims, let's pick a winner, or else I'm going to keep talking too much about Marriott.
Who we got?
Here we go. Let's go. Habits Crypto. Habits Crypto.
Come on up.
We won. Habits Crypto. Habits Crypto. Nice profile here. Habs. I like Habs. You know, it's like my Habs. We're playing tonight, game 2 in Washington. We almost won game 1. Fuck, went to OT. Whew. God damn. Playoffs are stressful. Hey, oh, there he is. Should we play Risky Click today? I mean, if he's seeing, let's see if he's watching us first, but let's see if he's. What up, Habs? Is it Habs? Oh, I can't hear them. Fuck. Let's see. Oh, I can hear you. How you doing?
Long time listener, first time winner.
Oh, sorry, there's an echo. Why can't I hear them?
It's because it's through Tyler's broadcaster, so only he can hear them.
I know, but usually you can. Everyone can. You sure there's not
Why
a?
is it like that?
You sure you don't have a button pressed?
You still can't hear him? Hebez, keep talking.
No, it's okay. They can go through you. That's fine.
All right.
I can also kind of hear them from my left ear. So we're good. All right. Hey, Biz, are you watching us live on video or are you just on audio? Okay, your video. Sick. Okay, should we go Risky Click? Let's do Risky Click, Tyler?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, hey, Biz Crypto, congratulations, first and foremost. You already made $500. And, oh, fuck, there's not enough money in the account, Sims. I got to send some. We need to make it 1,000.
No, there is, because 500's banked.
Oh,
Maybe
500's
in
back.
2
Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, we got to make sure. I'm just making sure. So, all right, hey, Biz, for sure you made 500. Now we're going to go play some Risky Click with you right now. Let's go. You're going to have 2 shots at $250 each. The rules are very simple here. So you said you can see us, right? Okay, so there's 9 levels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You just have to click and you decide when you stop. Each click is the multiplier on the $250. Pick a number between 1 and 9.
7.
Oh. So you want to go 2.5x, right?
Big one.
Yeah, just
So,
the higher
yeah,
you go on the number,
The
the
riskier.
riskier it is to lose it. Like number 9 has a 23% chance to win, whereas number 1 has an 82% chance to win.
There you go. So we'll go again. You can pick since you're watching us. This one? All right. Let's go. Confirm. And it's, what is it? Stake some ETH. Yes.
Got it.
Got
All
it.
right.
All right. So you're now up to $325. Do you want to cash out or do you want to pick another number? It's this. So now you have $325 and you have to pick another tile. You can
You have another roll after this, yeah.
Yeah, you have another roll, but you also already banked $500. Okay.
Conservative.
Conservative. Congratulations. So now you've cashed out 325. That means that you've already made $825. That's for sure. No matter what, today you leave with $825. All right. Now, 250. I see what he's doing. Now we get a little risky. All right. You get to play again with 250. You pick.
Woo! Big boy, let's get it. Oh, rugs.
You got rugged. That's too bad because the last one, the tiles were almost all green. But you love to see that. Listen, hey, Miss Crypto, congratulations. You made $825 today on the show. You're very welcome. Thank you for being a long time listener. I did catch that at the beginning. We really appreciate you guys listening to the show since day one. All right. Well, Tyler, that was a great show. Right on time, 4 p.m. here. Love to see it. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.